How you doing, guys? This is BGDINO, and I am the Turbodome Soldier. Today's review is going to be on the movie Mission Impossible: The Last Reckoning. Actually, The Last Reckoning Part 2, because it's actually the sequel to The Dead Reckoning, but they changed the name. But first, let's watch this trailer. Then a word from our sponsor. Before the movie began, you get a message from Tom Cruise, and it feels like he's like introducing himself to everybody, and it also seems like he's putting it close to the movie. But all I heard was
coffee, huh? Well, I had a bunch of stimulants in my body. You know something? You kind of remind me of Tom Cruise. Boom! You got me, man. Wow, Tom Cruise! You look, bigger in the movies.
that was what I heard. So if you guys didn't see Dead Reckoning, you don't have to worry about it, because for the first, I'll say about 15-20 minutes, that's all you're doing is getting a replay from part 1 up to before this start. So you know he has the key that he got from Dead Reckoning. If you guys follow me a little bit, I'm trying to explain it. So you don't really have to see Dead Reckoning to understand this one. I would say go into this one as an individual movie, because it really, it explains part 1. So he goes through a scenario of everything happening in part 1, and then it stops. And of course, any double agent movie, 007, Mission Impossible, all of them gotta have the intro song. So we're gonna do his intro song. Here we go. This movie right here could have easily been like a prequel to Terminator or The Matrix, because it starts off, it talks about a thing, it's an AI technology, it's called the Entity. And what it is, it's saying that the Entity has been growing pretty much since the very first Mission Impossible. Way before then, it's an AI technology that they made a long time ago, and all it's been doing is collecting information probably for the last 70 years. It is pretty much more intelligent than anything. It has control over missiles in all countries. It has control over everything electrical. It has control over everything. And pretty much it wants things to be its way. Right, Reese?
Is out there. It can't be bargained with. It can't be reasoned with. It doesn't feel pity.
Yeah, so to me, I really enjoyed the movie. I mean, a lot of people, I know you hear a lot of bad things about it, but to me, like I said, if you look at this movie as an individual, not from all the rest of them, of course, you got some of the characters, you got all the characters that survived from all the rest of them, like Ving Rhames, and which, This is a spoiler review, so I'm going to spoil it. Ving Rhames, he dies in this one. You know, he was in a situation where he was kidnapped by one of the main villains, and there was a bomb connected to where he was kidnapped at, so pretty much means if he would have left, everybody in the whole city would have died because there was enough explosives to melt the whole city. But Ving Rhames, because he was a genius, he knew how to make it where it pretty much would just explode where he's at, which means he had to die. So, you know, that was a little touching scene because he's been on all of them. Then we get into the real action. Of course, you know, Ethan Hawke, the greatest stuntman ever. You know, they made a big deal about him and all his stunts. So, of course, you know, they got to show a lot of his stunts. I don't know exactly how old Tom Cruise is. Oh, he must be a vampire. This guy looks like he's about 40 years old. I know he's got to be pushing at least 60 or close to it. But he looks great for his age. And he moves around and he's agile, you know. And they say he does all his own stunts, you know. So that was great. So his mission was to first turn himself in, because at the end of Dead Reckoning, like I said, they'll show it at the beginning of this movie. Everything I'm talking about now, so you won't be confused at all. You'll see it at the beginning of the movie. He has a key that he stole. So the key that he stole actually opens up a safe that leads to a machine where you can control this big entity. You know, if anybody that can open it up with that key and get the little heart part so you can control the entity, you pretty much control the world. So his goal was to try to find the box, and the box was 500 feet deep in the Antarctica, you know, the sea where it's nothing but ice caps, and it was pretty much like an impossible mission, like always, Mission Impossible. You know, it puts you on the edge of your seat while you're doing it. Like I said, I really enjoyed this movie. It was action through the whole thing. Yes, it's close to 3 hours. A lot of people have a problem with that because of the fact that it was close to 3 hours. But, you know, I got a little secret that I learned. When I go to the movies now, I don't try to sit all in the back. I don't sit in the middle. I sit in the front. The front, you stay more attentive. You can feel the vibrations of things. You know, when I was younger, I would never sit in the front. I mean, most time when we was growing up, if we had to sit in the front, we just wouldn't go. We would go another day. But now, I love it. Maybe like the fourth or fifth row from the screen. You guys give it a try one time. I guarantee you'll love it. I'd like a minute or two to introduce my sponsor for this video. Touchstar Luxury Cinema. Touchstar Chase 7 is located at 12441 South Orange Blossom Trail, Orlando, Florida, 32837, which is located just 15 minutes away from the world famous Florida Mall and the home theater of BGDINO for Terminal Soul. Touchstar has a state-of-the-art technology where you can actually buy your ticket at the counter, or you can go to the nearest kiosk. Touchstar has the best prices, best quality, and best prices. As you can see, we have a luxury menu which goes from hot dogs, all the to pizza, to subs, to nachos, and on Wednesdays they have the bring your own bag Wednesdays. We're back again. Hosting our brand new luxury pods, where you can have privacy of your own enjoyment. Although we are our family here, but we also understand that you like to be in privacy. So check out our new luxury pods. Now let's take a tour in one of our state-of-the-art, high digital sound, high quality theaters. This is one of the smaller theaters, and even in the smaller theaters, you can expect to get premium seating and quality service. Each chair has a barcode where you can scan and you can place an order, and they'll bring it directly to you. They'll deliver it hand to you. And also, don't forget about our premium seats that turn into beds. If you notice, some of the chairs had pillows on them. They actually transform to beds. And it's high quality, state-of-the-art theater. This is BGDINO, and this is my home theater. Touchstar Cinema, and hopefully I'll see you guys soon. Thank you. Thank you to Touchstar for the sponsorship. Thank you guys for even watching. Hope to see you soon. I'm very grateful, very grateful. And guys, I hit 10K this week, 10K subscribers. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate each and every one of you guys. I love you guys. If you got anything you want me to do, or you got any questions for me, please ask me in my comments. I always respond. I always stay in communication with anybody. Now, back to the story. So, of course, if you have power like the entity, if you're able to control it, it's villains that wants to get it because they can control the entire world. So you have two different villains trying to get it at the same time. Tom Cruise going after it. Ethan Hawke, I'm sorry. I got to stay in character. You get into a whole lot of fighting scenes, a whole lot of flying scenes, you know, standard Ethan Hawke stuff. It's kind of hard for me to go bit by bit, but I'm going to do my best. You know, he had to fight one of the villains, and it was like an airplane fight scene. And it was so wild because Ethan Hawke, you know, he'll do anything. He grabbed onto the bottom of one of those single engine planes, you know, the ones with the double wings, one up top, one at the bottom. So they were flying. Of course, he got on one, and he ended up taking over one, killing the person in there by him falling out. And then he actually made it onto the other airplane because, like I said, it was two villains. They was together. You know, it's a real big action scene. He eventually gets onto the other aircraft, pretty much takes it over, kills him in an Ethan Hawke way, of course. They got into a tussle. Some kind of way he got to the point where he was able to unfasten the villain's seatbelt while they're on this little single engine airplane. The guy, he's still trying to make the plane turn around and things like that to make Ethan Hawke fly off. But he didn't realize Ethan Hawke already had unfastened the seatbelt, so when he turned upside down, of course, both of them hanging on the side of the plane. Nobody's controlling the plane. So it's going down, and eventually he flies off, gets splits in half, hit the back of it, and, you know, disappears. And of course, Ethan Hawke takes over the plane. You know, it's a real good scene. It's a real good action scene. You know, this movie right here, like I said, to me, I never got bored. I know people say it's long. I know you may have heard mixed reviews. But like I said, if you guys just look at this as a single movie, you'll be fine. So pretty much, you know, once that happened, you know, he eventually gets back to the headquarters, which the president was the person that was a secret person that actually called Ethan Hawke at the very beginning. That was how he got the information to turn himself in and things like that. There was a real big touching scene. It was showing pretty much that this will be the last one. I mean, you know, they never bothered me. If they make another one, I wouldn't be upset. But I think this is the end. So, let me give my immediate reaction and my review. My immediate reaction is, I give it an A for awesome. And my rating's going to be, you know, I do my ratings 5 out of 5. Pterodon Soldiers is the best. 0 out of 5. Pterodon Soldiers is the worst. I'm going to give this a 3.8 out of 5 Pterodon Soldiers. This movie was awesome. I enjoyed myself. It was a little long, but I enjoyed myself. So my rating is going to be 3.8 out of 5 Pterodon Soldiers. Alright guys. So there you have it, guys. A 3.8 out of 5 Pterodon Soldiers. I really enjoyed myself, the movie. It wasn't boring to me. I mean, I enjoyed it. So, like I said, casual fans, you guys will enjoy it too if you just look at it as a single movie. Look at it as if it was part 1. You know, because like I said, it shows everything from Dead Reckoning, the first one. So, this one right here, Final Reckoning, you'll pick right up on it. This is BGDINO. Honorable mentions. Shout out to the Dante Show Network. Shout out to June 5th. Shout out to Miss Jersey. She subscribed. She does movie reviews also, and she does book reviews. Her channel is Forensic8888. This is BGDINO, the Pterodon Soldier. Thank you guys for all your support. I really appreciate everything you guys have done for me. You know, I promise I'll always give the best quality that I can give. You know, if you guys need me to do anything, or if I can do it, leave in my comment section and I'll speak with you. We'll talk about it. You know, if you just want to know more about me and we have conversations, you know, I'm here. I really appreciate you guys. I love you guys. This is BGDINO, the Pterodon Soldier. And I'm really touched, guys. I'm really touched. I'm really touched. Salute. And thank you very much. And I hope you guys enjoy.